Hello and welcome back everybody once again here at DD Plays. Player here as per usual will bring you another part of our Bundle Rumble. This is our Modern Masters Bundle Rumble with the gift bundle. And if episode 0 or the first episode, depending on how you want to count it technically, we took a look at the basics, the promo, the packaging, which is very, very lovely I might add. I mean, besides them cheaping out on the paper surrounding thing, actually not sure that's supposed to be like the other one with the tokens and the counters and stuff like that. That was a bit sad that they cheaped out on that one. And yeah. Being said, this is episode number 1, pack number 1. Let's see what we'll unwrap tonight. Let's see. Excited. I hope the camera behaves. I mean, she did so in the first part. Well, part 0 I said so. Let's see. Pack. It's opening nicely. No ripping. Nope. Nice. Let's take this out. I'm not sure, since it's been a while since I opened one of those. That was basically during the pre-release. In which direction is what? So let's hope that we don't accidentally just run into the rare. Let's see. Keep in mind these are place boosts. So first of all, we get the Flare of Duplication art card. Check this one out first. Ooh, now that is something. That's lovely. Yeah, that actually really looks similar also to that preview sheet that we got. I did check it, but I think that also was the other flare. That looks lovely. I wonder if that's supposed to be a mage or a flame elemental that's getting roasted, or maybe a Djinn. Maybe a Djinn. Gorgeous artwork. Maybe I can pull that one actually. Pretty nice. Put the art card up. Yeah, I'm still working a bit around because I moved the camera arm a bit around, so position is slightly unusual for me. Let's see. Okay, apparently it's right. We start off with a common. First common of the evening, and of this bundle is the Infernal Captor. For free generic 1 red, this is a creature Devil Rogue. It's a free and has Exploit. When this creature enters the battlefield, we may sacrifice a creature. I think that also includes himself. It doesn't say another creature. And when the Infernal Captor exploits a creature, gain control of target artifact or creature until end of turn, untap that permanent, and it gains haste. It's basically a threatening effect on a stick. Provided we sacrifice something. Probably a token, but I guess if push comes to shove, he can also sacrifice himself. Interesting. I mean, threaten effects, besides limited and sometimes a commander, are not the greatest effects I've noticed, but even though I still love them. I love them so much, like, steal something, borrow it, and then throw it away in the trash can with a sack outlet effect. Like, something like this. I like it. And people hate it. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I like it. I see the cute little devil guy. Forcing someone to sign a contract, it seems. Profession is 9/10 of the law. His fist is the other 10. Oh, possession. Sorry, not profession. Even though he is very professional, I guess, at taking possession. So, I mean, I wasn't totally wrong. Lovely little guy. Alrighty. Oop. Sorry, didn't want to see it. Oh, next up is the pupper, and we didn't see the card behind it, okay? We didn't see that yet. Nope. So we have the Faithful Watchdog. That brings back memories and feels like power creep, honestly. Because back in the day, I was still playing a bit of tier 2 and yeah, also some like that. We got some creature that was shunned upon almost by its power level or power, which also cost, for example, 1 green and 1 white. That was the so-called Watchwolf, which was just a vanilla free. That's it. That was his power creep. So I mean, 2 mana for free. Damn, that's impressive back in the day. And here we have, for 2 mana, a 0/0 with Vigilance, but it enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters. And I mean, anybody should know by now that, yeah, you can do a lot of shenanigans with +1/+1 counters like Heck Doubling Season or Proliferate. But this thing almost always is a straight upgrade, and this is a common, mind you. Back in the day, Watchwolf was an uncommon. And look at him. There's the dog guarding the sword of its master there. Surprised how heavily armored it is, but I guess that explains why it's technically a free. For though its official designation was 3rd Battalion Patrol Hound 7, soldiers dubbed their new companion Lord Fancy Paws. Oh, fancy boy. I wonder about what soldiers, because I mean, we don't see anything. The weird thing is, like, the flavor text might suggest that we should see a city scene or something like that, and the guy patrolling, but no, he's just out there in the field, chilling. That was a gorgeous artwork and a good card. Also was very devastating and limited when someone had more than 2 of those. They are pretty strong early on, and if you can proliferate them or do other shenanigans, ouchie. And speaking of proliferate, here's another nasty girl. Oh boy, for everything. Nyxborn Hydra. Or X in the green. That's an enchantment creature Hydra. It's a 0/1, so again it's like, whatever. However, this, as you might have guessed with the X, well, it has the battlefield with X+1/+1 counters in it. So either we get for, let's say, for example, 6 mana, like 5 generic and 1 green, we can get a 5/6 with reach and trample. Alright, not bad. However, the neat part about this thing is that it has bestow, so don't know, you can basically pay the instead bestow cost. Then you cast it as an aura spell that's enchanting another creature. And if the creature dies or basically if the creature dies or gets removed from the battlefield, then this falls off and turns back into a creature. Which makes them actually more affordable / sustainable than normal auras. Because you don't risk the 2-for-1 trade that easily. And yeah, of course, then you have to pay 1 green more. Basically, you get a bit less counters per mana, but therefore the creature that's enchanted gets +1/+1 for each counter on the Hydra, and has reach and trample. So this is also a very good limited card. And yeah, overall a nice thing for enchantment decks as well. I think I need to squeeze that one into my Enchantress commander at some point or another. Because it is effective. I mean, it's slightly below curve, I guess, with the 6 mana, as we had as an example, 5/6 reach trample, because you would nowadays expect, I think, a 6/6 reach trample at least. But still, I mean, the fact that you can first enchant something, then it falls off, and you still have something else left over, that's pretty good, that's pretty good. Like it. I was trying to look if we could see it spread out of something, like, like if the bestow falls off, but no, you can't really see the bestow effect. You just see basically a green colored Hydra with some red heads. So, it's nice. Oh, then this guy was doing some work during the pre-release for me. Scurrilous Sentry is next up. 3 generic, 1 black, creature human knight rogue. That's a mouthful. It's a 2/3 with menace. I need to adjust the hive up, sorry. 2/3 with menace. And whenever Scurrilous Sentry enters the battlefield or he attacks, it connives. So we get to draw a card and discard a card afterwards. And if what we discarded was not a land card, or basically a non-land card that is, then he gets a +1/+1 counter. So yeah, chances are that he basically gives you some card quality when you play him. And enters as a 3/4 with menace. And it's fair, and as soon as he attacks, he can potentially attack as a 4/5. Is very fair, I guess, for 4 mana. So yeah, he gives you card quality and, well, very nice. Interesting concept also of, if you look at him, he's supposed to be guarding your chambers, but yeah, looks like he's taking some liberties and also checking your stuff for shenanigans. Let's see. Queen Marchesa's agents always manage to find the exact evidence they are looking for. Well, go figure if you scribe someone's belongings. Yeah, neat little guy. As I said, he helped me out a lot, keeping up the pressure. First I was a bit content putting him in, but he proved his worth. He's not bad. Let's see, maybe I can even put him in 1 or 2 of my other decks. Then we have the Swiss Army Knife of the set. One of the Swiss Army Knives, I should say. Inspired Inventor. 2 generic, 1 white. Look at the boy, isn't he happy? It's a human artificer. Yeah, it's tinkering up all kinds of things. Like, and he's a 2/2, which sounds kind of bad, like 3 mana 2/2, even back in the day was okay at best, now that it's kind of meh. But he gives you lots of options. I said he's a Swiss Army Knife, because he can either generate some batteries, aka free energy cells, or counters, you know what I mean. Or he can put a counter on a creature. It could be himself, so he would be a 3 mana 3/3. That's alright, right? You want something else, like for example the Hydra. So yeah, up to us to where we can put it. And he can create a 1/1 called a Server Artifact creature token. So he can either make an additional body, make something stronger, or give us energy. He's good for everything, pretty much. He's the man for the job. You need it. Look at the boy. So I wonder what that landscape is. That is a lovely landscape in the background. Can we appreciate that for a second? This little townscape there with the mountains. Very nice, very nice. I like it. All the trinkets and bits and bobs he has there. It really makes me wonder, is this like the energy cell he's building, or is that this arm of a servo? Or maybe it's both? He's just like, oh, you need energy? Here, rips out the battery. I know, he's a cool dude. Pretty nifty. Ooh, another energy payoff. The Conduit Goblin. Didn't really see him in action yet, because for whatever reason the energy decks never pulled him during our pre-release sessions. And also the other limiter I saw. Okay. For 1 red, 1 white, a 2/2, so solid body. And when he enters the battlefield, we get 2 energy on top of that. Alright. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, we may pay 1 energy. If we do, another target creature we control gets 1 extra attack and gains haste until end of turn. So this is pretty good, because you can just play him and give something else you've played already haste, or, you know, you can do it at least twice, even if you don't have any other energy output. And if you have, like for example this guy, yeah, he can be pretty... I mean, he can only hasten up 1 thing a turn, that's the downside. But he's not bad, he's not bad. Definitely playable, I feel like. I just wonder if I should try building a sleek little red-white energy deck or something like that for myself. Born against the Bearing Metal in a Lightning Storm, Smurtle took it as a challenge. Yeah, he brings the lightning and the thunder. What's up with those goggles? What is not really goggles, those are more like shades, right? A cool man don't look at thunderstorms, it seems, nowadays. Screw explosions, don't look at thunderstorms. Ooh! Yeah, that thing was a bit not sure what to think about. I mean, it sounds interesting on paper. I'm shadowing myself somehow. Camera, I'm sorry. This is the Obsidian Gargoyle. It's for 1 generic, 1 white, 1 black. An artifact creature gargoyle. It's a 2/2. That's, at first glance, it's all it has. However, as long as it has flying, as long as it's modified. As you know, if there's an equipment, an aura, or a counter on it, like for example now a Nyx Hydra or some other counter. Like if basically Nyx Hydra is attached, or if you have a counter from Outdo tier, or heck, if you have an equipment attached to it, then it can fly. The neat part about it is also it has persist as a second ability, so in worst case the plan is you have a 3 mana 2/2 on board that can jump block something and then returns as a -1 counter, sorry, as a 1/1 flying, because, well, then it has a count on it, so it's modified. But yeah. Basically it has 2 lives, one as just a foot soldier, and then as a little 1/1 flying. That's alright, it's not too crazy. I guess most of the time it felt like you wanted both the bodies at the same time, you know, like the 2/2 and the 1/1 flying, so it's... I mean, to get for 3 mana getting a 2/2 and a 1/1 flying feels good, so I guess that's why they didn't do it on a common level, but yeah. I saw some people play it, and it always felt a bit disappointing, I must say, so... Interesting artwork for that thing. Seems to be like not that big actually. Like I think those are the rafters. Those are the rafters, but the the roof. Yeah, you know what I mean. The wooden bars that hold up the roof. Shouldn't be that big actually. Unless of course we're talking about a big church building, then maybe. Now we have one of those sagas from the set, basically that detail the spark ignition of all the planeswalkers of the set. This is Roll and Implicit Maze. This is for 3 generic, double red, as we said in Enchantment Saga. So as this enters the battlefield, and after we draw our draw step, we add a lore counter. And after the 3rd counter has been added, we sacrifice. So basically after 3 has been triggered, sacrifice it. Roll and Implicit Maze deals 2 damage to each creature and planeswalker your opponents control. So it's a small board wipe, but for 5 mana, dealing 2 to everything, it feels kinda... Yeah, whatever. I mean, it helps in limited for sure. There it was bomb most of the time when it triggered. But for everything else, it feels a bit lackluster. there's so much stuff that has, I mean, they can play out basically up until turn 5, you know, that has at least 3 or 4 toughness, so... Then, if it gets to the second phase, we may discard a card. If we do, we exile the top 2 cards of our library. Then we may play them until the end of the next turn. So we have basically this turn when we do that, as well as the next turn. So that's kind of nice. However, you do... Like, it's a pseudo draw, so you need to remember, you actually down a hand card if you do that. You need to keep that in mind. And then... when all is said and done, we get a Spell Gorger Weird token, which is one of the new token designs they made. Like, this is actually a carbon copy of a creature card that already existed. So let's go over it again. This card is, of course, then called... Spell Gorger Weird. It's a creature token, which is basically, 2/2 weird. And interesting enough, it has basically... That's why I was saying it is the new type of token. It has convert mana cost of 2 and 1 red. So for example, stuff that bounces everything with convert mana cost 0 does not affect that token because it has a mana cost of 3. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on the Spell Gorger Weird. And there was my camera. I just noted, like, we were without picture for a second. Good morning, are we back? Yes? Good. So despite having a longer break there, the camera still isn't acting up. It's acting up, I mean. Oh yeah. I mean, it feels a long path to get into a token, but hey, maybe it helps. Like I said, Limited was pretty good. I'm not sure if I would want to play that in Constructed. Maybe I get surprised by that. Yeah. This is also an interesting card. Never really panned out. I mean, it is very strong if you play in the deck with the Watchdogs and stuff like that. But yeah, let's read over it. This is... Camera, please focus. The Envoy of the Ancestors. 2 generic, 1 white. Creature, Human Cleric. It's a 2/3. It has Outlast for white, which means for 1 white mana, tapping it, we can put a +1/+1 counter on it. We can do it as often as we want, of course. We have to tap it, so we can only do it once per turn normally. And we can only do it as sorcery, so of course that prevents him from blocking later on. But hey. And he gives all our modified creatures lifelink. That's why I said, like, in a deck with, for example, the Watchdogs, and technically also stuff like the Hydra, it can be pretty strong. Those also then give you a lifelink. I think was one of the archetypes you would for like white-green with maybe some black splash or stuff like that. Yeah, modification. Didn't quite... I shouldn't say didn't quite pan out in the pre-release. It went pretty high in the rankings, so... But it felt way more aggressive than it actually turned out to be, so I'm not sure. Maybe it was just... bad matchups, I don't know. It's a strong card, I guess, if you have a modification deck of any sort. And of course he can modify himself later on, so that's always good. No Abzan has ever stood alone. True. That's nice. Oh, that's the new... what was the name of the original? Only lapsed my memory. Someone cast memory lapse to me, apparently. But yeah, this is, you might get it when I'm saying it. Like, this is Planet Genesis. It costs 1 green, 1 blue. It's an instant. We have to look at the top 4 cards of our library. We may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. If we don't, we can then put a card from among them into our hand, and the rest at the bottom of the library in random order. Right, Growth Spiral was the other one. This is basically like a tweaked Growth Spiral, because Growth Spiral lets you draw a card and then put an additional land. Whereas this one, I mean, looks for a land, and if it doesn't find one, well then... I mean, I think Growth Spiral has the advantage that you can just play the land, so it can enter the battlefield untapped. Whereas this one, I mean, it's an instant, therefore, the land always enters the battlefield tapped, which might be an issue. That's why it's kind of like a nice ramp. I like the artwork. I wonder if that's what that's supposed to be in the middle. Like, is that a... Reminds me a bit of a fairy, for whatever reason, or a wisp. I guess it's supposed to represent the birth of a new plane, that is. Out of nothing, something was born. Yeah, so I guess it's the birth of a plane, which, I mean, Planet Genesis, the Echo figure. Neat. Definitely interesting. Cool. Oh, I was looking for that one. I still need that for my deck. So I got several of those actually in the prize boost and my normal boosters as well from the pre-release, but I did not get this one. I need it for my pet commander deck. That's the Waterlogged Teachings. 3 generic, either blue or black, so blue-black hybrid mana. This is an instant. We get to search our library for an instant card or a card with flash. We reveal it and put it into our hand and then shuffle. Or as you see, it also has another side, because we can also play this instead from this side as the Inundate Archives. It enters the battlefield always tap, but it can tap for either blue or black. This is pretty neat, right? This is like either you get a tutor, and yeah, we'll figure in the deck I'm playing that's a, wouldn't say spell slinger, it's more like a control deck. But it's very flash oriented, like the commander has flash, several of the creatures have flash. We have a lot of instants in there. This is not bad, that's definitely not bad there. And compared to the card I'm originally playing, like I'm playing the one I think from Timespar, which you can flashback, which of course is nice. But I feel like having the option to play this as a land is way more like it. I like this, like, read this book, read it, it's good. I don't know, I like this artwork. The long dead librarians are still on hand to recommend selected titles. Oh, I see, they're on hand. Ha ha ha. And over here we have Moldering Tomes line rotting shelves. Generations of priceless knowledge fade from memory beneath the waters. Yeah. Basically, if we don't ask for the librarians to show us the stuff, well then, tough luck, the knowledge gets lost. Neat. I said I wanted that one. Pretty happy with that. And we got a Cephalid Colosseum. That's a nice reprint from... First I want to say Odyssey, but I think it's not in the Odyssey itself. I think it was from Torment. Might be completely off. I know it's from the Odyssey block with the threshold mechanic. I don't know from the of my head if it was actually Odyssey or if it was from Torment or Judgment. I believe it was Torment, but I might be wrong. I would need to look at my other copies of it. Oh, I'm stupid. We see the symbol in the background. I'm so stupid, everybody. There's clearly the Odyssey symbol. Can we cut it out? Ah, dang it. So, Cephalid Colosseum, it's a land. You can tap for blue, and if you do, then it deals 1 damage to you. Tap for blue, I deal 1 damage to you. Yeah, that's nice to remember. And it has threshold. For 1 blue and tap, we can sacrifice it. And target player draws 3 cards and then has to discard 3 cards. And still the old version where you can actually target someone else. They are forced to draw and discard. And we can only activate it if we have 7 or more cards in our graveyard. And it's a nice little looting effect. I think I should actually put that into my commander that I built recently. I think I have it in there actually, because that one really wants to draw some cards quickly or cycle through some cards. Would be pretty good in there. Yeah. I like the reprint. I'm not sure what I should think about in the new frame. I like it in the old frame, but hey, now we have it. And our rare, ooh, that's a kind of a disappointing rare. Which, by the way, I'm still not sure did they fix the Oracle on that one, because I know someone said like the original Oracle text on this one is broken. It doesn't quite work. Because it's an entirely linked ability. But yeah, let's see. So we have Wheel of Potential, 2 generic and red. We get 3 energy. Then we may pay X energy. And each player may exile their hand and draw X cards. If X is 7 or more, you may play cards you own exiled this way until the end of your next turn. And I think the problem basically is that this X isn't directly linked to this X and with how the card is spread out, if I recall correctly, so there was an issue with that. I think there's an error to out of it. Should be out by now for it. I mean, of course, it's supposed to be linked. Interesting thing is that it's not a forced wheel, so other people can wheel, but they don't have to. So we cannot be like, ha, we wheel for 0 and then nobody has cards in hand. That doesn't quite work. And yeah, of course, the part of the exiled hands and that you can cast for free if X was 7 or greater is of course nice. However, it requires a lot of energy. The wheel only has 1 sure output. Chaos. Or also we can only play the cards for still paying mana. That's also something to keep in mind. At least we can play them, so we can even play land, so that's fine. But it's a bit of a disappointing first rare. Ooh! I've got Horrific Assault as our first rare. Ah. Scratch it, not rare. Foil. Alright. Horrific Assault. For 1 green, it's sorcery. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. Oh, already a pretty neat fight spell for 1 green. And if you also control an Eldrazi, we gain 3 life. Pretty neat, pretty nifty. I mean, for 1 green, a fight spell is not bad. Actually, it's not even a fight spell, it's a bite spell, I think how they're called. Because it doesn't fight it just deals the damage. That's even better. That's actually pretty good. Unless, of course, you play in a rage deck where you want to get your own creatures hurt. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. With shifting forms and no angels to pray to, Innistrad's werewolves were especially susceptible to Emrakul's influence. Yeah. Big old Emma. Messing everything up. Right. This was our first booster. Overall, not bad. I must say I'm a bit disappointed in the rare. But uncommon and common-wise, I think this was pretty nice. I mean, the only common, as I said, like, I'm not a fan of is the Obsidian Gargoyle. And maybe the Threaten guy, even though I think I still can use him for something. And yeah, overall, I think that was nice. And I just know that I slightly misaligned the cards there. I think overall this was nice. I mean, as I said, the only real dot is basically the rare, because yeah, maybe I'll build an energy deck and I can put that in there, but not sure yet. We'll see, we'll see. Anyways, thanks very much for watching, sticking around, and we'll see each other again for the next pack if you want. Hopefully soon. Anyways, take care. Bye.